Hello everyone, this is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full-time. I've been doing this with my fiance Netta for more than 3 years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Normally I'm pretty upbeat about stuff, but today I'm really angry at myself. I made a very stupid mistake on eBay, so I'm just going to jump right into it. And there's no one to blame but me, so I'm just been I lost complete focus today. We got overnight, I got a $100 sale, which is a big deal for us. We do full time, so this is we don't get a single dollar, a single cent from any other stream. Basically, it's just straight up only eBay full time for all of our bills, for everything. So a $100 sale actually means a lot. So it was a comic book. Ironically, I actually sold an expensive comic book. It was this Futurama comic book. It happened to be at Annetta's parents' place or something. She had it in a bunch of her old comics. She got it. She doesn't even remember, maybe at a free college comic book day or something. It happened to be a rare one. Normally, I don't know much about comics, and normally the comics I do get sell for $1 to $5. So the $100 one is missing, and the reason why I went missing is a few months ago, someone sent an offer, accepted the offer when I was at the storage unit. I rarely do this, and this is why I don't do this. Is I'll bring the item home because I'll be like, okay, within the next 3 or 4 hours, they'll probably pay for it. And this item happened to be an unpaid item. So after a week, I reached out to the person twice. Not a big deal because I can relist it. So I relisted it after I canceled. And then once again, a couple days later, I forgot to block the person I didn't pay. They rebought the item, so I didn't have to relabel it. It was just sitting here on the table for a long time. And then I had to wait a week again. I reached out to them again. I was like, hey, I think you're the same person that bought this last time. Do you want this? I just want to be able to relist it. And it went unpaid again. So I canceled it. And that's my last memory of where that was. Normally I label everything. I have boxes and bins with labels. This thing I didn't relabel it because it was sitting on the table at some point for multiple weeks, being unpaid by the same person. So not their fault. The mistake is I didn't handle it from there. I should have relabeled it and put it in a bin. So I essentially it's missing. So what I can do is eBay sends you emails when you list stuff, and then you can check the dates, and then you can I can check everything else on that same date to see what boxes I listed in. So I check that to see what else boxes I listed in. Maybe it would still be there. Maybe I happen to just put it back into its original box. So I did that today. There was 3 bins I listed on the day that I listed that comic book, and it wasn't there. So then I was like, oh, this is horrible. So I've been frantically looking all over the house for it, can't find it, and I'm just angry at myself for it. It's just such a huge mistake. I know after time will heal this wound type of thing, but I don't know, this one just got to me, just really got to me. But the other thing I can do is, because they paid for it, we still have till Monday. It's a Friday right now as we're recording, to be able to ship out the items. So the only other thing I can do is I can literally just go look at every single bin I have at the storage unit. That is a very daunting task. I have over 500 bins, no joke, of boxes and bins. It is going to be I could even overlook it easily because it's a comic book. I can look at every bin, and that's probably what I'm going to do either today or the whole weekend. I'm also going to be upsetting a customer. They purchased it without an offer. 95% of our sales are on an offer, so it's just the insults on the injury over and over again for my own mistake is it sucks. It just sucks. I will get over it, and I will try to, like I said, the last chance is literally just go look through every single bin and hope I run across it. So I think I'm going to do that today. And I really wanted to list a bunch of stuff and organize stuff. This was I expect road bumps and things that happen, but this is a road bump that seemed to have taken off my wheels today, where I just had so much other plans for eBay and stuff. So it's pretty frustrating. Like I said, my fault. So that's how I'm going to deal with it. The things to fix for the future, even though I'm cloudy right now, I understand I have to make sure to never bring an item home unless if the person has purchased it. I normally do that. I shouldn't have forgotten that lesson. So that is a lesson I've learned way in the past before filming, to never bring home an item until it's paid for, because that's technically not bought. We do an offer system. There are times where people can't pay, they can't afford it, they change their mind. Not a big deal. So make sure that it's paid for when it gets here. And if anything ever is here, it needs to be labeled immediately into a bin, no matter what, no matter the situation, no matter the mistake I'm making. So to always make sure that's labeled. And Yeah, I guess just those two. Like those two are the things that I can fix. I guess three, just make sure I focus harder. But man, what a frustrating situation. All right, I'll pick up the mood. Sorry, everyone. Like I said, I'll jump right into what did sell today. I do appreciate all the customers that came in and bought stuff. Life will move on. It will be okay. It just feels rough right now. All right, first thing in the Shadow of the Masters right here, Edgar Allan Poe hardcover book. This is like a famous poet. There's a bunch of accolades by different people like Stephen King and stuff like that. This is going international, so it's really cool. Been doing a lot of international sales, so someone's going to appreciate reading this. Been selling a lot of books recently. It was only for $5 plus shipping. Everything's going to be plus shipping. I'll save us the time. All right, next up is going to be two of these HeroClix. These are Mercenaries for the Batman Dark Rises, I think movie set or Dark Rises set. I was actually playing HeroClix when the set came out. These are both rares. I had quantity 2 on them, so they end up selling for $17.98. So basically like $8.99 for each of them. These have the cards. HeroClix is a game with Marvel and DC characters. They also have other IPs. They're on these little bases. They have stats here. You pick a certain number of points. Like if you're playing your friend, 300 points. These guys are worth like 45 points. You make a team and you try to knock out the other person's army, essentially, or their Marvel DC characters. This set was important, and some of these are more expensive because these were, I believe, individual booster packs, like little, they call them like gravity feeds. Instead of buying a pack of 5, you would have to spend like $350 plus tax for like a single figure, and you could still get like a common, uncommon. There were still rarities. And then this is one of the first few sets where they finally took the power level of DC characters and they kind of amped it up. Normally the Marvel characters were the ones that were like more point efficient, but this is when they started actually making some seriously good DC characters. So yeah, someone just wants a bunch of Mercenaries. Maybe they're doing some kind of like a Batman event at their comic book store. All right, next up is going to be, I forgot to grab it, but it is over in the bin right there. I listed them yesterday. I can actually grab it real quick. Hello, Mindy. Just trying to make me feel better. I don't know if you guys can see. All right, I'm back. All right, it was these right there. Watch out, Mindy. These are Star Wars X-Wing miniature bases. These are the clear bases. Star Wars X-Wing is going to be a Star Wars game where you get a couple of ships. They go on these bases. You put like whatever character you have in, and you can upgrade them with pilot cards and upgrade cards. And you have little dog fights in like a 2-foot by 3-foot. Usually you have like a space map. These end up going for $19.99. These sold relatively quickly. When I get bits and pieces, it's kind of hard to figure out. It's like, okay, maybe like a slightly less than $1 for each, but they sold fast, so maybe they were worth more, but not a big deal. Also going international, so it's cool that people are playing Star Wars X-Wing overseas. Excuse me. Next up is going to be a lot of 8s. I don't know why these keep selling Monster Apocalypse. I do slowly sell Monster Apocalypse. These are the collectible ones by Privateer Press, not the ones recently where you kind of build the miniatures. These you do buy booster packs. These are Syndicate figures, which is just their like ninja robot faction. These are the Grunt units, which are the smaller ones. It's a game where you have a big monster and then you get a couple of support units, and then you're battling across the city, slamming each other into like buildings, and you have support little figures. And there's also rarities on these. So these end up going for $31.99. I love getting Monster Apocalypse at auctions. People usually don't know what this is. I grabbed some of these at Gen Con when they were introduced many, many years ago, like mid-2000s or something. They don't have the year on this, but it's a fun, cool miniature game. All right, next up is going to be a Flames of War. This is Grey Wolf. This is going to be a hardcover rule book. This is probably for either an expansion. Flames of War is a World War II miniatures game. So this is either an expansion or a specific stats for specific, maybe like units or something like that. I've never played it. I just know a lot of people like Flames of War. Hardcover books, rule books for miniature games sell pretty well. This one ended up going for $13. I had another one, but it had some binding issues, so I had to retake pictures of the storage units, which is not a big deal. It's still a completely usable book. It's just like at the end, it's the last page is detached from like the binding, but like the last page is usually like, oh, these are all the people that designed the game. So it doesn't make it unusable. All right, moving along, we have these, a lot of 8 Napoleonic 1 out of 32 scale toy soldiers with their horse cavalries and their swords right here. The horses are brown, the soldiers are blue. Been listing a bunch of these. I think I did a video on the bin of these. and I've been selling them at a decent rate. These end up going for $19.50. People do like to collect them. They like to paint them up and make little dioramas, and they'll do little vlogs or blogs and stuff online, and a lot of people are really into it. Next up is going to be a PC game right here. Pax Imperia, Eminent Domain, some kind of sci-fi strategy combat game. Don't remember this one, but I like to pick up unique PC games. It says it's by THQ Inc. And then it has some like sci-fi little ships and battles right here. So people like to collect these PC games. I do think they're a lot of fun. I have a lot of nostalgia for older PC games like the Warcrafts, the Diablos, the Starcrafts, the Red Alerts, Command and Conquers, Command and Generals, or something like that. There's a lot of stuff right here. This one ended up going for $8.15. They're still playable. You can, as long as you have a disk drive. All right, last up item for the day is these 4 Marvel cards. These were from a particular set where these were like snapshot cards. So it's like numbers 2, 5, 6, and 7. There's like Rogue, Gambit, Venom, and a Storm, I think, or Silver Surfer. People love to collect Marvel cards, even like the older ones. These are in good condition. I got really lucky with these. I got a couple binders for like $1 each, and they were full of a bunch of Marvel cards across the board. Some of them I sold for like $40, $50, or $60. I got super lucky with that one. End up going this set of 4, $8.79. All right, that's everything. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Hope everyone has a good weekend.